YouTube, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? So recently, I've actually been helping quite a lot of you with your squads. A lot of you have actually been casuals. So it sort of has been an interesting task to try and obviously build a squad for you that's not necessarily plays to the meta, but obviously suits the way you play. Now, a lot of the casuals I spoke to said, "Oh yeah, we don't really do skills." So obviously, we're just looking for some players that will obviously help us improve our gameplay, help us climb up divisions, maybe get us started in foot champs. So whichever way you're looking for and whichever base you have your team on, obviously some of these players are players I'm just gonna suggest, and obviously you might have to obviously implement them into your team. Now the benefit of what I'm gonna do today as well, guys, is I'm actually gonna build a squad that are with cheap and underrated players. Um, because obviously you lot are casuals, and obviously like I said, this video is filtered towards the casuals that probably don't have too high of a budget. I am gonna cap how much I can put a certain player in at 80,000. The key things I'm gonna focus on, because you're casuals and you don't really do skills, is weak foot and playability of the player. Because I feel like if you've obviously got high enough weak foot, it's gonna make those passes more precise. It's gonna make the gameplay feel a bit smoother. And obviously the dribbling stat is still quite important, guys. I know you obviously say you're casuals and you probably don't do skills, etc. But you're still going to need to dribble with your left stick, and the better the dribbling stat, the better the agility and balance, the more precise those are going to actually be. So yeah, I'm going to get straight to it. In there for chemistry purposes, I'm going to put Hugo Lloris here. It's just going to be a standard gold card, nothing special. That's just who he's going to be in the net. Left back, these players aren't gonna have a 5-star week for, but these are the players I've recommended to you lot the most, and I know a lot of you lot sort of go for prem squads. The first one is, once I spell it right, Davinson Sanchez. Where he is there. It's his foot birthday card. Heavily recommended to you all, guys. As you know, anyone that's obviously asked me to help them with a squad, this is the guy I always go for. Um, Next to him, this can be anyone to be fair, but I'm like I said, I'm actually building a team here, so for chemistry purposes, I'm gonna put Romero. Now, if you've done a showdown card, if you're obviously building a prem squad, that's a bonus to you. Definitely add him here. But I'm gonna put his team of the week, just because obviously if you haven't done his SBC, then that's the best card that's actually available to you that can actually fit that position. At left back, this is actually a gem of a card, guys. It was very meta at the start of the game. A lot of people were using him. I still have him in my squad, to be fair. He's a very good card, guys. Delane. Um, this card is, look at that. The 5-star weak foot is key, guys. Like I said to you, in terms of obviously if you want to have a thread passes through. Let's say someone's pressuring you and you need to put a bit of composure on the ball. You want that time to turn in with your left back, play a pass, either switch the play, maybe pass it to the inside. And the benefit of him is he actually has decent short pass and long pass. I think if you stick an anchor on him, probably the ideal chem style, it sort of maximizes the pace, the acceleration. Well, it doesn't maximize the acceleration, but it's near enough complete. At the right back spot, I'm actually gonna go for an icon here. He's gonna be on 7 chem. I feel like he is severely underrated in this game, and a lot of you lot with cheap squads should go for a card like this. Now, don't worry too much about the base plays because he is fantastic in terms of his defensive positioning. I know it says defensive awareness is 84, but he actually does a job. If obviously you don't need him in your squad, then fair enough. But like I said, I need him here for the chemistry, and you can never really go wrong with an icon in terms of chemistry. And that dives into tackle trait, guys. That is a key in terms of obviously if you need the AI to obviously assist you. Um, some of you lot will be using the R1 team press. Some of you might be defending yourself. What that dives into tackle trait does is it can make the AI actually take the ball rather than just hold off when they're pressuring him. And it will obviously assist you in starting some fast breaks. And when if obviously your fullback again, who has a 5-star weak foot, which is why I'm putting him here, you want them to have that crisp passing that can obviously start the breaks a lot more faster. Again, his passing's in the 80s as well. If you feel the need to improve it, feel free to, but I'd obviously stick a shadow on this card to maximize that pace and get the defensive stats up a bit more higher. Um, Now At left mid, another card that is absolutely sensational. And if you are low on a budget, guys, a card I heavily recommend you try. David Ginola. This card was almost 2 million when he first came out. Just remember that, guys. So you can see what he's like. All his stats are sensational, and the bonus is he's also tall as well, so he'll win you a lot of headers. You stick a hunter on this guy, he's gonna put in a shift. But yeah, David. I mean, to be fair, do I really need to say too much about him? You can sort of see exactly how good he is. He's even got the passing as well. So if you want to play him as a cam, a centre forward, depending on however you line up in game, that's a card I'd definitely do. And if you do end up playing a 4-5-1, this could be a significant improvement to your left side of your field. And even I think, well, I don't know exactly what your squads are looking like, but this is actually a very strong defensive line. Maybe the right back could be slightly better, like I said to you guys, but I can't really make someone better in terms of obviously making the team work. In the centre mid spot, again for chemistry purposes, he's not someone with a 5-star weak foot, but he's someone who I think is obviously going to do a job. I think I'll have to go for the 85 Blanc only because I'm keeping it under 80k. You may obviously be able to get a better version of this card. To be fair, you can use any CDM, any sort of centre mid, but I've only gone for Blanc for the chemistry, which you'll see. Should we shift over to the right side? Yeah, let's shift over to the right side. Here for chemistry purposes, I have put Raspadori. A lot of you, well, I'm not, well, probably if it depends how recent you are to this game, but if you've done his Team of the Season card, SBC, then definitely go for this one. But I'm going to put his feature stars in because it's still a fantastic card. It's still got that 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, the high low work rate. So he is going to make good good offensive runs. His dribbling is sensational. His shooting is actually very good if you include that 5-star weak foot as well. Good pace. Physicals are okay. He lacks a bit of strength, but you can end up playing this guy out wide. He doesn't actually necessarily need to be your centre man. Just make sure, guys, that you switch him to a centre mid, and he'll be on 7 chem. Yeah. At the cam spot, I am going to put. Let's have a think about this. Yeah, this is my next best card. Anyone on a budget, please, guys, do not overlook this guy. Do not overlook him. It's an absolutely sensational card. I'm gonna make sure I get the right one. His signature signings, that's the one. That's one I definitely put in above everything. What else do we have? This card, guys, a 5-star weak foot, all these traits. Good pace, good shooting, good dribbling, good passing. What else do I need to say about this card? He's not the fastest, but what you need to know is that Ben Yedder in game, his agility is unmatched and his finishing is so clinical. His high low work rates as well makes him make some sensational runs in behind. For the right side, he's gonna actually end up being your centre mid in game. Please don't let me butcher his name. Milinkovic Savic, here he is. Thankfully his team of the season is quite cheap, but it's actually a monster of a card, guys. The only thing he lacks a bit is the pace, but you can easily remedy that with a shadow. He's also got the 5-star weak foot, like I said to you guys, so he's gonna sort of filter towards you casuals. You don't just want to play football, you don't want to be doing too much on the ball, but he does have a high agility and balance as well. Guys, I recommend if you are changing Blanc, by the way, you try and find a defensive midfielder that can sort of be a breaker in play. You can go for, like, for example, a Conte, anyone of that sort. You might struggle with the chemistry a bit, but it's definitely something to go for. You could easily change probably Romero for like a Varane or something anyway, so it might actually sort the chemistry issue. And then once you put Conte here, that should put everyone on chem. The only person going to lose chem though is Milinkovic Savic potentially. Up top, a player that's going to be on 7 chem and a very underrated card, guys. Please don't overlook this card. I hope I'm going to get his I think this is Pedro. Oh, he's not a striker. Yes, it is. For fantasy fantasy same thing. Look at it. His pace is sensational. The only downside is his sprint speed, but that acceleration with that agility and balance is going to make him rocket off when you're left stick dribbling. His finishing is very clinical, so you can actually play him up front or in attacking position. Good passing as well. So the idea behind a team like this is one, two, three, four are going to be your attackers, and two of them will be your defensive midfielders in any sort of way. Or he can be technically an attacking midfielder as well, but you sort of get what I mean. Blanc's going to be a holding midfielder, and maybe Milinkovic Savic will be your box to box. But that's the team for now. I'm just going to put some honourable mentions, guys, just so you can sort of have an idea of cards you can potentially include. The first is going to be, I'm doing it in reverse. If you watch my other videos, normally I start the other way around, but I want to give you lot the players as soon as possible because there's no point in me messing you about. Get you into the games as soon as possible. Hamsik under 80k as well. Very hard to put into your team in terms of links, but definitely a card I'd go for. Next we've got, oh, I should have probably searched his first name, but let's see if I can find him in this list. Yes, I can. Jonathan David. Or David, however you want to pronounce his name. He's got two cards. I'd definitely go for this one though, because it's an improvement on the other one. This card's finishing is so clinical, guys. You need to understand the 3-star skill moves is a bit of a letdown, which is why it's not more popular. But remember, you guys aren't focusing on your skills. You want to get that ball in the box. You want to obviously turn and just hit it, and he is a sensational player at doing that job. If you have got a League One squad, predominantly, then maybe David is someone you want to include. The next one I'm going to include in this list is Silas. Oh, this card is for you skillers, to be fair, and he is very cheap because obviously the links are a bit hard, so it's probably more for a Bundesliga squad, guys. But you can see 5-star, 5-star. Need I say more? That in itself is amazing for a cheap card. He's got very good pace, good enough shooting, except for the long shots, which like I said, you have to sort of understand the card you're using and don't sort of expect the most from a stat that's not there. So I wouldn't be hitting shots from long range. I'd probably be playing 1-2s, trying to get him in the box if you're going to shoot with him, or maybe necessarily, or sort of use him to sort of get down the line. His dribbling is sensational, so you want to obviously have him on the ball to, or maybe even play him out wide. But he's got strength as well, so he's definitely going to put in a shift for you if you can fit him into your team. The obvious one, given that he's so cheap, guys, I can't sort of not include him in this video, is Neymar. If you can get him into your squad, guys, definitely do him. His left stick dribbling in this game is so insane, so you don't even need to worry about doing the skills. He's also got his own custom animation, so he's going to do things that you don't even think that you haven't seen other players do. And for about 40k or so, you can't really go wrong with that card if I'm totally honest with you. So definitely get that done. Another card which can technically play anywhere on the pitch, guys, and I mean that, anywhere on the pitch, is Yusuf Attal. I'm gonna go for his fantasy foot, is it? Fantasy foot, yeah. I don't know why they don't call it foot fantasy because it sounds more like it flows 10 times more better if you say foot fantasy. I don't know why it says fantasy foot. Maybe because of fantasy football and they've tried to shorten the football into foot, but whatever in it, guys. I'm rambling here. He's got sensational pace, good enough shooting if you wanted to play him in an attacking position, but I'd probably play him as a box to box, a DM, or the right back. Even left back, to be honest, if you feel like you can get him in there because of the 5-star weak foot. But yeah, look, he's got dribbling, defense is more than enough. Strength, sorry, I should say physicals are more than enough as well. If you can get this guy into your team and you're rocking a League One team, definitely put him. You could go for maybe players like Klaus and stuff, but like I said, if you're casual, the 5-star weak foot is going to benefit you so much in a way you'd never have thought. And I mean the genuine casuals. Obviously, other people may be more adept to knowing their player and just obviously turning in and making sure that they're keeping it on their dominant foot and not trying anything too tricky with a guy that hasn't got that weak foot. But yeah, next is another player with 5-star weak foot. Guys, this card as well, in terms of offensive ability, is so good. So good. His agility lets him down a bit. So don't do too much on the ball, but what you want to be doing with him is using those passing stats, those long shots, and obviously you shoot. So if he pops up outside the box, make sure you hit it. Don't even think twice. If you obviously got him in a position where you can see someone on the run, play that pass because he's got some sort of, it's weird, but it's like a custom animation in terms of his passing, where he can make the ball swerve into their path. He can make it avoid the defender. I'm not going to say it's 100% going to avoid the defender, because the way this game is, sometimes it can make your back pass sort of bad enough to make the defender intercept it, even though you're not completely aiming it there. But yeah, guys, this guy probably a box to box or cam. I wouldn't play him as a DM, because obviously that defensive is probably a bit low, and he's not really on the tall side. Um, but yeah, another sensational card you guys can obviously include. I've only got a few more. I think I can think of off the top of my head, but there's probably so many other cards. A cheap centre back. For you Arsenal fans as well, is Tomiyasu. We're gonna go for the centre back version. He's also got the right back version, but I definitely go for the centre back version because this card is very good. He's got a 5-star weak foot. You might not necessarily need that on your centre back, which is why I haven't included him. But the low high work rates means he's gonna sort of stay back in his position and not bomb forward much. He's got good pace. He hasn't got sensational pace, but he's got good pace. His defending is good. His physicals are good. Stick a shadow on him, and you're good to go, guys. Even his passing stats are very good. So if you do feel the need that you want to ping it with your defender, you see someone open, you look on your radar, feel free to do it with this guy. He should obviously find the target. Who else can I think of off the top of my head? If you did want to stick to the Prem, I suppose you could probably go Heung-min Son. Um, he has got a team of the week that can fit the bill here, and look, 91 rated. This card I think is under 80k as well. Um, Even the dynamic image himself, just telling people to shush. It just looks so cold, doesn't it? um, this guy, try and play him as a striker if you do get him, or as a. I'd put him out wide. He doesn't. For me, he didn't work as a cam because he feels too clunky on the ball. I think it's just obviously his height, his agility and balance. Um, he is a deadly finisher, guys. Deadly, and he's got the finesse shot trait as well. So feel free to hit them if you do find him in a reasonable position to hit a finesse shot, and most of the times he should score it. Um, I don't think there's anyone else I can think of off the top of my head. Now there are obviously players that are cheaper. If you obviously need help with your squad, guys, do let me know. But if you are rocking this squad, make sure you put a Serie A manager. That's Italian, and you'll get Zambretta on 7. He'll be on 7. He'll be on 10, and he'll be on 7. Benyard will be on 10, and you should have 100 chemistry on this squad. In terms of lining it up, you feel free. You can do 3 at the back in terms of 1, 2, and 3, and then put Delaney as either the left mid or right mid. You can put Pedro as a right mid, and then sort of use Raspadori, Ben Yedder, and Ginola between your strikers and Cam. If you want to line up in a 4-2-2, like I said, the offensive players are there. 4-1-2-1-2. I'd probably put. That's actually an interesting one. I'd probably put Raspadori as your attacking centre mid, and then work with the other 3. 4-2-3-1 speaks for itself. You can put Pedro at right attacking mid, Ginola maybe up front, I would say. Ben Yedder at cam maybe, and Raspadori at left attacking mid. But yeah, guys, hopefully you found this video useful. If you do need help with your squads, you can either comment down below or reach out to me, and I'll see if I can obviously assist you. If you found this video useful, please feel free to drop a like. Share the video with anyone you know that might need this particular squad, because I know some people are still new to FIFA. They've only started in Team of the Week. Just comment down below anything else you want to see on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching, guys.